My dear friends, today I will be discussing about the risk factors of cardiomyopathy of dilated type. That is, we will discuss about various risk factors of dilated cardiomyopathy. Now, dilated cardiomyopathy is a type of cardiomyopathy which leads to decreased pumping action of the heart, that is because of the gradual dilatation or weakening or enlargement of the heart. So there are so many risk factors or various risk factors are there which affects the cardiomyopathy, especially of dilated type. So today we will be discussing about the risk factors of dilated cardiomyopathy. So most important risk factor or causative reason of dilated cardiomyopathy is idiopathic or unknown cause. So most common cause of dilated cardiomyopathy is idiopathic or idiopathic dilated cardiomyopathy, that is the cause is not known or the reason behind the dilated cardiomyopathy is not known. So that is called idiopathic dilated cardiomyopathy. That is the most common cause. So it may be because of familial orientation, or it may be because of genetic inheritance, or it may be because of some other cause which cannot be isolated or which cannot be analyzed or which cannot be described. So most common form of the dilated cardiomyopathy or most is idiopathic dilated cardiomyopathy. Now, beside dilated cardiomyopathy may be because of direct damage to the heart muscle by toxic agents, metabolites, various infections, maybe virus, bacteria, and some other parasites also. Beside previous myocardial infarction or previous coronary heart disease or coronary arterial disease may be important risk factor for development of dilated cardiomyopathy. That is because dilated cardiomyopathy may be because of direct damage to the heart muscle by previous myocardial infarction, and heart muscle is replaced by fibroblast tissue or fibrous tissue, and which is very weak, and over times the heart muscle become weak, elongated and dilated. So previous myocardial infarction can be one of the important risk factor of dilated cardiomyopathy. Beside some viral myocarditis like Coxsackie B virus, then enterovirus may be important risk factor for development of acute viral myocarditis. So viral myocarditis or inflammation of the heart muscle may be one of the important risk factors for development of dilated cardiomyopathy. Out of these two viral infection like enterovirus and Coxsackie B virus infection may leads to viral myocarditis, and viral myocarditis, if it is not treated or become persistent for longer time, it may leads to dilated cardiomyopathy, because the viral infection or myocarditis or inflammation of the heart muscle weakens the heart wall and gradually makes it weak and ultimately leads to dilated cardiomyopathy. Besides Chagas disease also leads to dilated cardiomyopathy. And let's know what is Chagas disease. Chagas disease is nothing but Trypanosoma cruzi infection. So Trypanosoma cruzi infection may leads to Chagas disease, and this Chagas disease may also weakens the heart muscle, leading to dilated cardiomyopathy. Pregnancy also known important risk factor for development of dilated cardiomyopathy, and during the postpartum or after the labor or delivery, the heart may ultimately tends to become affected, and we call it peripartum cardiomyopathy. So peripartum cardiomyopathy may be associated with pregnancy or peripartum period, and it may be associated with pregnancy. So sometimes pregnancy also becomes important because it may leads to peripartum cardiomyopathy. Another important toxic substance or toxin that is responsible for dilated cardiomyopathy is alcohol. Now heavy alcohol overdose, frequent use in heavy dose may leads to alcoholic cardiomyopathy, which is a type of dilated cardiomyopathy. So it is one of the important preventable risk factors. We should avoid excess alcoholism, because excessive alcoholism may leads to dilatation of the heart muscle, because alcohol can directly injure the heart and leads to dilated cardiomyopathy, and we call it alcoholic cardiomyopathy. Besides, some cancer chemotherapy like doxorubicin, daunorubicin can also leads to dilated cardiomyopathy. So doxorubicin, adriamycin, daunorubicin, these are various anti-cancer agents but it affects the heart, and it may leads to dilated type of cardiomyopathy because it affects the heart muscle. Thyroid disorders. It has been found that thyroid hyperthyroidism or hypothyroidism may be associated with dilated cardiomyopathy. Thyroid is an important hormone which is also associated with cardiac function. Thyroid hormones maybe have some contractile function along with inotropic agents like adrenaline, noradrenaline, sympathetic stimulation. So thyroid hormones defect or a thyroid disease may leads to dilated type of cardiomyopathy. Besides, some connective tissue disorder like sarcoidosis may be also be associated with dilated cardiomyopathy because sarcoidosis may ultimately involve or weakens the heart by its lymphocytic infiltration, and by doing that the heart muscle become very weak. Besides, some conditions like tachycardia, prolonged tachycardia, if it exists for long time, it is responsible for making the heart muscle very weak, and we call it tachycardia induced cardiomyopathy, which is a type of dilated cardiomyopathy. So prolonged tachycardia, if it is uncontrolled and persistent for long time, may leads to cardiomyopathy and leads to weakening of the heart and dilatation of the heart, and we call it tachycardia induced cardiomyopathy, which is a type of dilated cardiomyopathy. Besides, disease like myotonic dystrophy, where some muscular weakness in our body is recorded, so in myotonic dystrophy may also leads to dilated cardiomyopathy. Besides, some infectious disease like tuberculosis may also leads to dilated cardiomyopathy because tuberculosis may also affect the heart and weakens the heart muscle and leads to cardiomyopathy, especially of dilated type. There may be autoimmune infection or autoimmune effect on the heart muscle also leading to dilated cardiomyopathy. So autoimmune involvement, when the body's own immunity fight against the heart muscle, it leads to autoimmune carditis leading to dilated cardiomyopathy. Besides, thiamine deficiency is also associated with various neurogenic complications or nervous system complication, and for heart also it has been found that thiamine deficiency may also leads to dilated cardiomyopathy. Besides, some metabolic risk factors like diabetes, obesity, hypertension may be associated with dilated cardiomyopathy. Obesity is because of when the BMI is more than 30, and when BMI is more than 30, heart muscle has to work hard to give more blood supply to the heavy weight body, and that's why it creates pressure overload on the heart as well as volume overload, leading to the gradual dilated cardiomyopathy, and which may lead to heart failure in future also. So obesity may be one of the important risk factors. Besides diabetes, which is the most important cause of many microvascular and macrovascular diseases, is another important factor which may lead to dilated cardiomyopathy. We said hypertension. Prolonged hypertension is responsible for increasing afterload on the heart, and it directly affects and weakens the heart muscle, leading to its dilatation, weakening, and it may leads to dilated cardiomyopathy with time. So diabetes, obesity and hypertension is one of the various important modifiable risk factors may lead to dilated cardiomyopathy. Hypertension is important risk factors for various coronary vascular disease. It is responsible for ischemic stroke, then ischemic heart disease, angina, then heart attack or myocardial infarction, and various other cardiovascular disease. Besides, it is also found to be associated with dilated type of cardiomyopathy. Besides, recent studies have shown that premature ventricular contraction may be associated with dilated cardiomyopathy. So premature ventricular contractions, if it persists for longer time without any medication or without any therapeutic intervention or electrophysiological intervention, if it persists for longer time, may leads to dilated cardiomyopathy. Genetics also plays an important role. According to various studies, 25 to 35% of the disease may be associated with various genetics, and it has been found that the genetics means the mutation in the gene responsible for the skeletal muscle contraction or skeletal muscle protein of the heart or cytoskeletal protein gene mutation may be associated with defect in the cardiomyopathies, and which may leads to dilated cardiomyopathy. So dilated cardiomyopathy may exist in various genetic form like autosomal dominant form, it can exist in autosomal recessive form, and it can exist in X-linked disease, just like Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Duchenne muscular dystrophy may also leads to dilated type of cardiomyopathy, and it may be because of mitochondrial inheritance also. So there are many various forms of existence or expression of the genetic disease which may lead to dilated cardiomyopathy. Besides, dilated cardiomyopathy may be because of mutation in the gene which is responsible for cytoskeleton protein structure like alpha cardiac-actin, desmin, lamins A and C. So these are the various cytoskeleton proteins of the heart, and mutation in this gene responsible for production of the cytoskeleton protein family may also leads to dilated cardiomyopathy. Besides, it has been found that the various studies shows that gene or genetic mutation in lamin, then phospholamban protein, then RNA binding motif protein, then myosin heavy chain kinase 7, then cardiac troponin T1 and T2. So these are the various cytoskeletal muscle proteins, and their mutation may also leads to dilated cardiomyopathy. So 25 to 35% of the cardiac myopathy may be because of genetic cause, and this genetic cause may be because of mutation in the gene which is responsible for production of cytoskeletal protein structure, and various gene defect may be laminin gene defect, then cardiac troponin gene defect, phospholamban protein gene defect, then myosin heavy chain kinase gene defect, and beside, exposure to various heavy metals like cobalt, lead and mercury can also leads to cardiomyopathy. So we should also be very much aware regarding the exposure of our heart to heavy metals, heavy metal toxicity like cobalt, lead toxicity. Cobalt excessive intake occurs along with beer. So most of the beer, the froth contain cobalt. Cobalt is responsible for causing the froth in the beer, which is a type of alcoholic beverage. So excessive intake of alcohol in the form of beer also leads to dilated cardiomyopathy, and beside beer also contain alcohol, at the same time it also contain cobalt, which is responsible for making the frothiness of the beer. So cobalt is harmful to the heart, and it is responsible for causing the dilated cardiomyopathy. Besides, lead and mercury are also responsible for causing dilated cardiomyopathy. So these are the various risk factors of cardiomyopathy, and especially which is of dilated type, and out of this most common cause is idiopathic or unknown origin or without any reason, or where the cause cannot be found out. So these are the various risk factors of dilated cardiomyopathy. Now knowledge of the risk factors can be very much important, as if we know the risk factors, especially the modifiable risk factors, then the progression of the disease can be stopped by intervention or stopping of the modifiable risk factors, either by treatment or by lifestyle modification or by directly stopping the risk factors. Thus the progression of the disease and prevention of the disease can be helped, and proper knowledge of the risk factors, especially modifiable risk factors, can help in progression of the disease, prevention of the disease, and also helps in taking therapeutic management of the dilated cardiomyopathy. Thank you very much.